All right, we are here. Welcome to the Don't Be Mad podcast, the Fast and Loose edition. That's right, I have full control. Fast and Loose edition. I'm joined by this one here, Jamali. I'm doing introductions for everyone now. It's a different vibe now. This is what happens when you give me control. It's fast and loose and everything goes crazy, right, Tyler? Yeah, that's right. All right. So how you doing, Jamali? Like Matt would say, Matt's not here this week. He has some stuff to do, so
we'll deal with it. Yeah.
We will see him next week. So Jamali, how was your week?
My week is good. Can't complain. Obviously, could be better, but with time it will be. So.
Yeah, man. What happened? Issues?
No, just work.
Stress.
When you work at a job that you have to work at, it's not where you want to be. So.
Well, you don't have to work there. You could leave, but you need that money.
Well, that's my point. You gotta have some income.
There you go. As for myself, man, same old, not much, just chilling.
And the weather is not too kind to us this week.
Yeah, man, Montreal is getting cold. It's getting to be Montreal winter weather, and that's not fun. No one wants to be here for that.
Nope.
So let's start off on a little bit of news.
Well, yeah, as we've been doing for the past 3 weeks, we've all had these RIPs going out.
RIPs, yeah. We always, how we always start with the sad news and everything first and everything like that. So, as everyone probably know that the former President Bush, H.W. Bush, he passed away this past week.
Last Friday.
At the age of, how was he? 94. 94, yeah, long time.
Said long time.
Huh?
You just said a long time.
No, I mean he's been alive for a long time.
And yeah, he lived a good life.
Been through wars and everything like that, and it's just he lived a long and happy life. As people know, his wife passed away earlier in the summertime, and now hopefully he's join her. And the funny thing with this is that his son Bush, every time he was president, he never showed emotion. He's always happy-go-lucky. The first time I ever saw him get close to crying was at the very end of the eulogy when he was giving to his dad. I'm like, for someone to...
I mean, it's expected, bro.
He's had a lot of... He's not... I would say he had a lot of tragedy in his life, but there's been a lot of downward stuff in his family's life and everything like that lately, especially with his mom passing last summer and his dad now. And we all know how close he was to his dad and everything like that. So, just seeing that from him, I'm like, wow, this is like a real... Because a lot of people said, oh, when Bush was president, this dude had actually no feelings whatsoever or anything like that. The dude has feelings. His dad that passed away.
He wasn't that bad as a president.
He wasn't that bad, but he could have been a lot better.
I'm sure a lot of people would wish he was president right now.
Oh yeah, people wish he was back now. But no, we want to wish that family well and celebrate their father, grandfather, great-grandfather. He was everything. He was married to his wife for 7 decades, 70 years plus.
That's some real relationship goals for you all Instagrammers.
Yeah. Instagram hoes don't know that. I'm telling you, they're not
Instagram hoes.
Instagram hoes. All right, I'm sorry. Instagram thoughts. I said it the more eloquent way.
Gonna be a long episode.
No, it's not gonna be. I told you it's a fast and loose edition, dog. It's a fast and loose edition. Everyone's gonna be like, oh shit, Jason's hosting. What the hell's going on? It's fast and loose.
Hopefully we don't lose listeners over this.
We're not, don't worry. And other sad news to talk about is there was I'm not too familiar with these two baseball players. I know one of them played with the Astros, and the other one I'm not too sure.
One played with the Angels. The younger one, I forgot his name.
They're both their names. Luis Valbuena.
Yeah, he plays for the Angels.
And Jose Castillo.
He played for the Pittsburgh,
the Pirates, and I think other teams as well too. They tragically passed away in a car accident. Was it today or
early this morning?
In Venezuela, and that's really sad. I feel sorry. Like, anytime you hear... I always think things like car accidents and stuff like that, those stuff could be preventable just by...
Paying attention,
taking your time, and... Like, in my mind, it just always blows my mind when people get into car accidents. We don't know the whole situation to that yet.
Right.
So we don't know either if there was drunk driving involved, someone just being crazy on the road.
Well, I mean, if you think of the political climate right now, and economical climate in Venezuela... ain't shit good.
Venezuela is not the place to be right now.
You know what I mean? Inflation officially hit 1,000,000%.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You know, you work a week to afford a bottle of water. A month, sorry, for a bottle of water. That's not funny. I don't know why you're laughing.
It's not funny, but when you think about it, it's like that family who was there. What's his face? Chavez.
Yeah.
They gangstered the citizens, dog. They took all that money.
No.
Family.
But it's the new president.
Him too. He was part of it.
But well, I mean, he probably put it in play or started it. But the country was ran okay. I mean, they never had this hard time ever since he died.
Yeah,
and the new president took over. All his fiscal and monetary policy was to deflate the currency value.
It's bad though. Like there's tragedies and just hearing something that's. They didn't even the two baseball players, MLB players. They didn't even die from what's going on in the country. It was a car accident. So compounded on top of what's going on in Venezuela, it's worse. I don't get it, and I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them. Anyone that loses their life, you feel sorry for, unless they deserve it.
I think anybody who loses their life in a not an unnatural. I don't want to say that. Like you die of old
something
age,
that's preventable. Something that's preventable,
or some deadly terminal disease. I could not deal with it. It's acceptable.
Yeah.
But when you die of like violent or someone else's ignorance, it's just like, why? You know what I mean? It's a questionable thing. And they were all young. I mean, these guys were barely. Yeah. I don't think any of them hit 40 yet.
I don't think they were 40. I don't. Not to my recollection from what I've seen, but I don't think any of them were hitting 40 or anything like that. But feel sorry for their family. My condolences to them and their families.
Most definitely.
And you know what? Let's just hope people could. Drive safe on the road, be safe, especially in Montreal here. These people in this stupid weather, as soon as it starts snowing, people automatically lose their minds. Don't know how to drive anymore. Don't know how to think on the road. It's like, come on, man.
Well, like my driver's instructor told me, back when I learned how to drive.
What?
He's like, the best drivers drive to protect stupid drivers against himself.
That's kind of true.
And I was like,
yeah.
At first I was like, yeah, whatever. It sounds, almost, beautiful, poetic. But then once I started driving myself, I'm like, yo, he was definitely right.
Like, I'm watching, like, two people's going to drive into each other. I'm like, something's going to happen here. And I have to hold back the rest of traffic behind.
To watch.
For not just to watch, but just to prevent other people from getting into that shit, not to ruin my day. No, that's how I see it. When people do stupid stuff on the road and I'm blocked off from I'm blocked by getting somewhere or blocked off from other shit, it's like, why are you ruining my day? Why do I have to take care of you? Why does it have to be
personal? It could be just
because I'm the one driving the car and paying the gas money for it.
Yeah, it's bad.
Gas is not cheap, This is Montreal. I'm sorry, anyone to see this in the world. Gas is not cheap.
No, but I mean, someone's life is worth more than that. So it's just about being diligent, I guess.
Yes.
And even Layla Ali also got hit an elderly person in Calabasas earlier this week.
Layla Ali hit someone?
Yeah.
By punching them or with the car?
No, car. Driving. This guy.
Because that old lady would have more chance of surviving in a car crash than getting hit by Layla Ali. That's what I'm trying to say. In a punch.
Yeah.
Hey, no, people just got to be more careful, man. Just that. Be more careful.
On a happier note, shout out to your boy Hove. Jay-Z, 49 years old.
No one cares.
It's not about no one cares. You see,
my God, no one cares about
Matt and I spoke about, giving people their appreciation when they're still around. And you guys say this now, but God forbid we live the day that he passes. All of a sudden, you guys have great shit to say.
You're talking as if I'm wishing death on Jay-Z.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying, generally speaking, you give people the roses when they can smell them. You don't have to wait till somebody died to appreciate their contribution to whether society or to even your personal life. You may not appreciate his work, but I appreciate it.
That sounds like people putting old people in an old folks home and saying, "Oh, we don't have to visit them in the old folks home. We did enough already when they were here."
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, I think I'm just shouting him out. 49, still young, still out there, still doing his thing.
Still hasn't grown a beard.
That's okay. That's his genetic. I don't know. What is that supposed to... Your beard is still not growing in. You're almost 35.
At least I can grow something. Jay-Z can't grow nothing. And he's twice my age.
He's not twice your age.
Okay, he's like 20-something years ahead of me?
Not even.
Jay-Z's what, 49?
49, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
You're 32.
Okay, and it's a good couple of years.
18.
That's too much.
Calm
And that's
down.
his Hollywood age. He's probably 54. That's what
You
he
could
probably
verify
is.
this.
Huh?
You could check public records for his date of birth.
Yeah, I don't know.
He wasn't born a celebrity, bro.
Huh?
He wasn't born a celebrity. You could check there's
Alright,
records to prove his age.
All I'm saying is, Jay-Z, happy birthday. I don't care. And when you start rapping about things I can understand and relate to, then
You should expand your mind, and therefore you have to dumb down everything.
and he should expand his wardrobe. He only started dressing like a man when he started dating Beyonce. I'm sorry. It's true.
No, I mean people grow. Like you can't say that.
He grew when he was like close to 40, pushing 40.
Kanye, for some people, Kanye in his early days used to dress impeccably well, and now he's just throwing on whatever.
That's called dementia, my friend.
Oh my God, this episode should have been done by you and you alone.
Fast and loose. Fast and loose. No,
Matthew, hurry up and come back.
nah, Matt's not here. He can't help you now. He can't help you right now.
No, but I mean, I just think it's a good thing what he's doing. He's out there being activist. He's speaking his mind.
I'm not saying
I
he's
like
a bad
Jay.
businessman or anything like that. I haven't said anything about his business. I haven't said anything about his philanthropy. Nothing like that.
But you're saying about things that you don't know. Like
I'm just saying his rapping skills need some work.
you're a Dipset fan. You should not say anything about anybody's
And that's
rapping
the only
skills.
time The Rock was hot, when Dipset was killing it.
Actually, that was the only
Two
time
more
Dipset
for
was
Cam.
hot.
2 more for Cam for taking over The Rock. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Dipset never went platinum but one time in their whole existence. And they were signed to Rockefeller Records when they did that. After that, they
Take Me Home and Purple Haze went both platinum. Both albums went platinum.
And where were they on?
Huh?
Where were they on?
They're both on The Rock.
Okay, so that's my point.
You
And
said we
Cameron
only went
had-
once.
Cam had other deals prior to that where he did not do nothing. He had deals after that. Jim Jones, Santana, they all had deals after that did not go anywhere.
And what happened after Dipset left? What? State Property didn't do shit?
No, but Rockefeller was already on.
Beanie Siegel and Memphis Bleak, we don't even know where they are. Where are they?
Memphis Bleak is the president of Duce, and he has his own record label warehouse that houses artists like
He has a
Casanova.
label. He has a label that's spelled record on it. That's what he has. Because I haven't seen Memphis Bleak in years.
Just because you haven't seen somebody doesn't mean that they're not actively, Jason.
Hey, if they're
He's out there. He's selling shit. He's representing Duce, which is pretty much the number one cognac in the hip hop industry right now. He's at the top of that,
you say so.
and he's responsible for acts like Casanova and other
Casanova
Yeah,
Casanova from like 10 years ago. Casanova.
no,
That same one?
Casanova from Casanova 2 times from Brooklyn. Like what's the record he has? He has a record with Fab, Young M.A., A Boogie. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, he's still making money. He's still actively involved in Rock Nation.
I
So
have no idea.
yeah, because you don't follow these people and you have no regards for their contribution.
Because they don't contribute anything except two quarters. Like where is Beanie Siegel?
Beanie Siegel, he just recovered from. He had spleen, something health-wise. He lost a shitload of weight. Him and Freeway was on dialysis for
Freeway,
years.
I knew that. I knew Freeway was on dialysis.
And he just signed back to Rock Nation. And he's about to release...
we didn't know they ain't dropping no albums. It's done.
He is. He either dropped it or he's going to drop it before the end
dropping
of
a
the year.
mixtape probably. But that's,
No, it's an album. It's an album. A full body of work.
think
Why you hate on The Rock so much?
I'm just saying, they haven't done anything since Dipset. Rockefeller has not been relevant since... Okay,
Because
you're wrong.
Dipset came
You're wrong.
at the
I could say it
tail
wrong.
end of the existence of Rockefeller.
Yeah, I could say it wrong. It's not Dipset. Since Kanye, to be fair. Since Kanye. We haven't heard anything from them.
Rihanna?
Huh?
Rihanna?
Even then.
But Rihanna was signed to Def Jam. But case in point is Dipset came at the end of the existence of Rockefeller. Rockefeller didn't need Dipset. Dipset needed Rockefeller. So get your shit straight.
That's what you want to think.
No,
okay.
but that Jay-Z was there from before. Memphis Bleak, Emil.
But they weren't doing nothing.
Of course they
They
were.
had Young Gunners and State Property, and they weren't doing nothing. Only coming with stupid State Property movies what no one used to watch. What
Are you
talking about, dog?
crazy?
He used to go to a bunch of State Property movies
Oh
that
my
no one
God.
used to watch. As gangster as they were, no one used to watch them. I'm sorry.
Just because you didn't do something don't mean
I
that
didn't
it
say I
applies
didn't.
to
I
everybody.
saw some estate property movies,
But-
so I'm saying and I said the word gangster, but a lot of people
But
did
do
not watch
remember
them.
that State Property was under Damien Dash.
Yes,
It has nothing to do with Jay-Z. It's
they
Damien
were still
Dash's
under the rock.
productions.
They were still under the rock.
Right, Rockefeller Films, which now came to be Damien Dash Studios.
That recently.
But even then, what I'm saying is you can't just speak ill of something you don't. You
But I'm
can't.
not speaking ill of it. I said as gangster as they were, as good as they were, no one watched them. Me and you probably watched it and thought, oh, that was
State Property is a fucking a staple in the culture of hip hop.
dude. It's not like Rage in Harlem or
But you're looking at
Or
big
something like
budget
that.
film though. You're not looking at it's like when someone talks about Paid in Full. Paid in Full only became popular
after
the fact, right?
Yes.
Belly, the same thing. These are movies that once people picked up on the culture, that oh shit, let me go see it, and then boom, it went crazy. But in the first instant, they didn't.
I don't know.
But my case in point, before you continue your ignorance, Jay-Z never needed Dipset to be relevant. Dipset needed Jay-Z to be relevant.
If you say so.
Because they were on fucking Sony when he dropped Parking Lot Pimpin', did nothing. That album went sand, bro. Cameron needed Jay-Z, and they know it. Even Jim Jones said it. That's why Jim Jones is now back on Rock Nation.
But we haven't heard nothing from Jim Jones except making workout tapes on freaking Instagram.
Because you think these guys are not. Jim Jones, what, 40 plus? You think he's gonna continue? He Wasted Talent was a dope record, a beautiful body of work. You didn't listen to it, obviously. Yet you're a Dipset fan. Beautiful body of work.
And did not sell.
Digitally, it did.
The track probably sold. The album.
What track?
No. This is the thing now. They don't. We have to understand. When people say, "Oh, I go platinum right now," no, you go platinum. You just get a million listens off a track now. You don't get a million buys.
And what
off
you
a
think
track.
he doesn't make a bag off of it?
Yeah, you make $2 and something back compared to like the 16 something you used to make when you're selling albums.
Case in point, they're still out there. They're still doing their thing. And you're hating on Jim Jones, your own Dipset member.
Huh? I'm not hating on Jim Jones, but I'm saying Jim Jones hasn't sold. Jim Jones wasn't even selling on Dipset.
On my way to church? Oh, bro, please, I'm not having this conversation.
That didn't go platinum. As much as we're
Where
go platinum.
is Matthew when you
It
need
didn't go
him?
platinum. You want me to tell you the exact sale record for that album?
No, I don't want to know.
Okay, that's what I thought. You don't want to know.
But all I'm saying is, respect Jay-Z and what he's done. That's all.
Right.
You don't have to like him, but you can't take away somebody's hard work and just because of your own personal biases.
Hey, I'm saying Dame Dash found Kanye and Jay-Z's taking credit for it. But let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic.
Kanye chose to go with Jay-Z, by the way. Dame cleared that up and Kanye cleared it up. Jay-Z didn't take anybody.
All right. Let him keep the crazy. That's fine.
What do you mean let him keep the crazy?
Let him keep the crazy and Kanye. Kanye can make beats and stuff like that. Right now, I don't think he can do anything. But back then, Kanye was the shit. But fine.
Kanye is still a great producer. He's probably one of the best producers that ever lived. In the hip-hop. In this new era of hip-hop. Name me 5 other greatest producer than Kanye West.
Just Blaze. Just Blaze. Manny Fresh. Timbaland. The guy from Star Trek. What's his name? Pharrell. And
they're not from the same era. Manny Fresh is not from the same era as Kanye. He's not. Manny Fresh.
You do know Kanye was doing. He did like the second album Jay-Z produced that, right?
Yeah, Blueprint, which came out in like 2000 and some odd. Manny Fresh been producing records way before then.
Manny Fresh started producing records what year did Blueprint come out?
2000. Blueprint came out in 2000. The same day that Towers fell. 2001. Yeah,
So
the first Blueprint.
It's 2-year difference because Manny Fresh started producing in 3-year difference.
Before that.
Yeah, Manny Fresh started producing in 98. So they are the same era. It's only 3-year difference.
But even at that, when it comes the Kanye West, Ryan Leslie, in my book, Pharrell, Just Blaze, Timbaland is nice, but I won't put Timbaland in those categories because Timbaland's older than these guys. But Ryan Leslie, Kanye West, Just Blaze, and even Just Blaze is a bit older than them, and Pharrell. Those are like the best hip hop. They've created some of the best records ever released on a hip hop album. Period.
I don't know. I don't think I could put Kanye there just yet.
Oh, you're crazy.
I don't think I could put him there just yet.
You're crazy. Kanye could do all the antics you want. You can't. That doesn't remove what he has done as a producer.
I'm not saying he's a bad producer.
He's one of the greatest producers.
I just don't put him in the category like Pharrell or anything like that because he's not there.
What has Pharrell created that Kanye hasn't?
What has Pharrell created that Kanye has? His collab track is way more diverse than Kanye.
You're nuts.
It's true.
You're nuts, bro.
Pharrell?
You're nuts.
Pharrell.
You're nuts.
Who else is Kanye does? Kanye's been strictly mainly hip hop and R&B artists. Pharrell's gone towards like hell rock and shit. What are you talking about? This dude is a vampire. Does not age. He's been there probably.
What does that have to do with his production?
I mean, he touched on every aspect of music.
But his age has nothing to do with that. But case in point is Kanye. When it comes to hip hop, Kanye is up there with him, hands down. Anybody who knows hip hop, who loves hip hop, will tell you Kanye's crazy right now.
I even put probably Missy ahead of him.
Missy's not really a producer like that. Missy's more of a writer than anything else. And an artist. That's what she is. But she's not a producer. All of Missy's great hits was produced by Timbaland and Magoo.
I know who. I could put ahead of Diddy.
Diddy?
Diddy cannot.
Paid for everything he's ever got credited for.
It doesn't matter if he's paid for it. He's still producing it. He's still bringing out these stuff. He's still producing.
Wait, hold on. Wait, because I just want to you're saying this right now. But if I say Drake, you're going to say Drake has a ghostwriter. Diddy had that. And Diddy production he brings people to produce and he takes credit. Diddy's an entrepreneur. He's not a fucking musical genius, bro. Let's not get it twisted. He knows music, but I won't put him up there.
A lot of his music is sampled, yes.
I'm not going to put him up there as he's like one of the best producers, bro. Musically, yeah, he's gifted. I will give him that, but I won't put him up there with Kanye and those guys. Come on.
I don't know.
Stop. Cut it out. But anyways.
Next topic.
Shout out to Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. All right, let's go to the next topic. So, this is recent news. This has actually happened today, right?
Which one?
Well, no. What happened is that for Kevin Hart.
What? Well, yeah, it came today. Well, today, yeah. A couple hours ago.
So Kevin Hart was actually chosen to host the Oscars for this year coming up.
Yeah.
And some internet troll went on his Twitter feed like 10 years back or whatever, dug up whatever he had 10 years back and found homophobic slurs and stuff like that he used to say, which was part of his act, which he already apologized for. So
I didn't think it's slurred, but whatever.
No, we'll get into it though. I'm just giving context to what we're talking about. So the people who run the Oscars found out about it and they asked him to apologize. He said, fuck that shit. He's not apologizing. And after a couple of days later, OK said he's going to apologize. And after he's stepping down completely because he doesn't want to be a distraction to the whole event that's going on. And everything. My thing is, what do you think of that whole situation? I know what I think about that situation. But what do you think, Jamali, about that whole situation?
I just think people need to just get a life. Period. Like, bro, I'm not who I was five years ago. So right. for someone like you got to put it into understandably, like he wasn't bashing gay people, first of all. And I mean, I didn't consider a statement. I mean, his exact statement was, yo, if my son comes home and tried to play with his daughter's dollhouse, he's going to break them over his head and say no, and say, stop that gay, stop that, it's gay or whatever it is. That's gay. Bro, it's gay. What do you want? Like I don't understand why people get like so offended when someone's like, oh, that's gay.
People want to find stuff to be offended
But yet then they go around and they would label their sexuality as, oh, I'm gay. The fuck you mean? Like, it's like if someone was to go up and play with a female, like a Barbie and Ken duo, and be like, "Hey, stop it! It's heterosexual." What, the heterosexual community is gonna come out and have some sort of statement on it? Like, get the fuck out of here! Like, people are overly sensitive. Obviously, if he was saying something like, he wouldn't want his son, he would beat the gayness out of his son. That's wrong. I would agree with, that's bashful, and you shouldn't say stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you say, like, don't play with two dolls, it's gay, bro, he's allowed to say that. Like,
this is my take on it, because this was part of his set too. As a comedian, anyone can get it. I don't care if you're gay, straight, transgender, Asian, white, Indian, black, whatever. He's a comedian. It was part of his set. Anyone.
But that was a tweet, though.
Anyone can get it. And my problem is that the Oscar, you knew exactly what type of artist Kevin Hart was. You knew his past. You know his past stuff. You know where he's coming from. The reason why he's popular now is because of the stuff he used to do before. So why now you want him to apologize and take back what he said? I'm like, if I was Kevin Hart, I'd be like, yo, stand on what you said. You said it. If you want to apologize, you can apologize. But if you don't want to, I get it, because you said it at the time. You meant it while you said it. Why would you apologize for something that you said in the past?
Right. But this is the overly sensitive things about our society.
People are weak.
It's not weak. It's just like everybody's so like, oh, well, you said this when you should apologize for it. No, I'm not the same person I am now that I was then. If he made that comment, like even to me personally, if he made this comment today or tomorrow, next week, I wouldn't be offended by it. I don't think anything bad about it. But to go back and dig something up to say like, oh, he said this.
And you know what? I would ask these people, like, this is gonna sound very controversial. So brace yourself, people. People who have either gay children or gay people in their lives,
right.
Especially parents, if they have a boy or girl who's gay, either one. Why do you, as a parent, pick? Oh, I want a girl, I want a boy. Why do they say that? Like, they always try for either having a boy or try for either having a girl. I'm like, if that stuff doesn't bother me, why do you care which one it is? And why would you? And if it's a boy, are you actually comfortable with him playing with a Barbie doll and start wearing dresses and stuff like that? I'd be like, no, you wouldn't be too comfortable with that. People say things just to sound politically correct, but if you see them in their lives, how it's around them, they'll be like everyone else. They just want to be on the good side of history, so they can say, "Oh, I don't believe in this," or "Oh, you should apologize for that." They just want to be on the good side.
My
of
whole
history.
take on all this like sexuality thing, to me, it's a personal thing, right? I don't go around, and I don't think me being heterosexual should favor me in any shape, form, or way. Personally, I didn't have to come out of a closet and be like, "Hey, mom, I like women. I'm straight," or whatever term they use. Like, to me, like, no, but it's the truth. Like, listen, I think the fact that we use the concept like, oh, this person just came out of the closet or they just came out to the world.
It's no business.
Like, it's stupid. It brings attention, whether good or bad. I think we need to just, like, people's sexuality is people's sexuality.
I think it does more.
Leave it alone.
And I'm sorry if I offend people by saying that, but you don't need to say that you're coming out as gay or anything like that.
Yeah, just be yourself.
I personally think it does more harm than good, especially if you're in the public light. For example, remember Michael Sam,
right,
the football player?
Right.
This dude was the SEC. This is the best college conference. He was the MVP, the defensive MVP.
Yep.
This dude got drafted almost dead last in the NFL draft.
Well, before the combine, and even during the combine, prior to him saying he was gay, he was predicted to have gone at least top 5.
Top 5, top 10. And this dude went dead last. I'm like, and in a way, and I'm like, you know what?
So the NFL should apologize for that, because to me that's homophobic, because he was selected last not because of his skill set, of his ability to play.
It's because of what he said.
It's because of who he is. And to me, why did no one go and boycott the NFL and say, "Oh, you should apologize for that"?
I'll bring.
To them, it's sort of like, it's so overly sensitive that they'll be like, "Oh, well, drafting him into our locker room is going to cause distraction, and we don't want to upset our veteran players and all this type of bullshit."
Yeah, and
to me, that's homophobic.
That's homophobic. You're right, because you're judging someone not based on their skill in the workplace of what they're supposed to be paid to do.
Right.
You're basing that on who they are before you even meet them or get to know them or anything like that.
Right.
Which is wrong. You shouldn't judge people like that.
And you shouldn't have to have come out and say, "Oh, I'm gay." Just like, to me, it's just like, "Yo, bro."
And that's why I said, yeah.
If you like the problem is, it's like, I feel like, I don't want to say this the wrong way, but I feel like when it comes to two men liking each other, I think socially, it's like the world it goes berserk, right?
Yeah.
Because as a male, as not me personally, but males are more appreciative of two women. They think it's hot.
It's a double standard, but
right?
I get it.
Oh my gosh, I don't mind being in a room full of lesbians. Okay, cool. But then you put them in a room full of men who are gay, homosexuals, and then they're like, whoa, we have a problem. Bro, like, if you're there to do a job and you could do your job efficiently, who the hell you have in your bed at night has none of my business. Shit, I could like fat women. I could like skinny women. I could like blonde. I could like brunette. I could like, I don't know, anything. You know what I mean? Like, that has nothing to do with anybody. And I think people's sexuality is personal. And anybody's statements to them, whatever they want to say about it, people grow, people evolve.
This is the thing. And this is the thing where I think all people, especially going back to the Kevin Hart thing, but especially when you're dealing with comedians are a different breed.
I don't think comedians have anything to do with it.
No, but I think they target comedians because they're easy to... They're easy targets, essentially.
No, but like, even like some comedians, like, certain things are wrong. When that guy from Seinfeld said
Michael Richards, yeah,
he said
but
the
he said
N-word,
helpfully, and he was going at it for a long time.
It doesn't matter, because now it's a concept of whether it's duration or the context.
But they did it at the time. This is the thing. But what Kevin Hart did, what you're saying, people evolve.
Right.
This was 10 years ago. Michael Richards was at that time. People
right, but people don't like the N-word because of its previous context that it had, or you know what I mean? So it's like one of those things where I'm just like, yo, if you want to move on, like, let the past be the past and move forward, and then focus on the issues that exist now that's going to make tomorrow better.
I think the thing with the N-word, though, is different because I'll explain to you why. Because you know how some people say, oh, black people shouldn't say the N-word to get rid of the word completely.
Right.
That's not true. I think what it is that a lot of racist white people, especially in the South, in the South, how it was before,
right?
They can't use the word anymore. They see black people reappropriating the word, taking it as they're using it as a term of endearment within each other.
Right.
So they're like, oh no, you can't use this word anymore. Right. And they're the ones that saying, oh, you can't use this word. I'm like, no, you don't want us to say it because we can say it and it doesn't bother us within each other.
Right.
But if you say it, it's going to be a problem.
But the whole thing about the N-word,
I think the word has been completely switched in terms of in the black community. Taken for us.
If that was to be true, then why would you be offended if one of your white friend comes up to you and be like, "Hey, my N-word"? You would be completely like, "Yo, bro."
But that's what I was saying. It's reappropriated within the black community. It's not outside. But if you're saying, like, it's already established that, all right, within the black community, this is our word. We took it back. We can use it.
That's where my problem is. It's either we use it and everybody use it, or we don't use it at all. Because it doesn't mean, because that's how I see it. Point blank, period. You don't use it, or everybody uses it. Because hip hop right now, or black music, is number one consumed music in the world, and it's consumed by all races.
Okay.
So, and yet when they make their music, they it's in there.
Is that for lyrics though, or is that mainly for beat?
It doesn't matter what it's for, lyrics or not. It's context. It's content. Sorry. So why is it that if I'm a white or female, male, or whatever it is, and even I'll get to another point. I could only go, I go hard in the paint is a perfect song for that. But like, when it comes to the N-word and everybody else around me, I hang out with a bunch of, cultured people. I might have black friends, and it comes on. And if I say it, the world stops and stares, right? Mm-hmm. But if it's supposed to be used as a word of endearment, If someone is dear to me and uses it, I shouldn't have a problem with it.
Endearment within the black community.
Because I've heard black people use the word in a very derogatory way towards another black person, period. So it's either should be used or not used at all. Period. And in the way I see it, I use it.
I think the context of the word has changed within the black community, but that's debatable. Everyone has a different opinion in regards to that. That's fine. We all get that. But getting back on track onto the Kanye West whole issue thing there, I think he should still host. When is it Kanye West? Kevin Hart, you're right.
Your favorite guy.
He should still do the Oscars, stand on what you said, and stand on what you said. Like,
he did the right thing. Step down, because the Oscars, I'm not judging anybody. But if there were Twitter back in the days with some of these guys who run these Oscars, trust me, there'll be enough dirt to bury them alive.
You're right. But so, I think
there's no point of him. I think what he did is right. Step down from it, because to me that's very hypocritical. You want me to apologize for something that got me where I got to the point where you want me to be, I'm popular enough or I bring enough attention to what you guys are doing, so that's why you guys want me to host. Those are the things I use to get there. And now that I'm here, you want me to apologize for the route I take? Come on. Mm-hmm. You either take me as whole or don't accept me at all. So I think he did the right thing.
And this is kind of and so let's shout out to Kevin Hart. Do your thing. You're still famous no matter what. Do your thing. Your comedy's still funny. Don't change. That's if I were you. Do not change.
But it's not a concept of change, because he doesn't go around saying the same thing now. He doesn't.
His live stand-up, he does. He really does.
He doesn't. It's not done in the same way.
In a public way.
In the same way.
His stand-up is still a stand-up. Whatever the case. But good luck, Kevin Hart. But segue into that real quick. I want to talk about something with the NFL. I'm not sure if you heard the story with Reuben Foster and how his I think his girlfriend or something like that.
From the Washington Redskins?
Yes. Oh. How the Washington Redskins picked him up.
And he slapped her, right?
And he slapped her or something like that for domestic abuse. And people were saying, Colin Kaepernick should either ran over someone or kill someone. He'd be back in the NFL.
What kind of ignorance are they
because
talking
that's
about?
What Dante Stallworth ran over someone. Who else? Yeah, Dante Stallworth killed someone by accident. Yeah. And there's been how many people?
Ray Lewis.
Allegedly.
Ray Rice.
Well, Ray Rice was out and punched his girl, but he's not in the NFL. Ray Rice is the only one is not in the NFL. Ray Rice is the only one who's not in the NFL.
Well, not the Ray Rice. Peterson. Adrian Peterson got the whole thing with his son.
He hit his son and everything like that. Beat his son. Beat his son.
I don't know. I think that was exaggerated, but it's okay.
And my thing is like, okay, all these people are doing all this shit. Colin Kaepernick was just kneeling and raising his fist, and he's out of the NFL. And the Redskins, being the stupid franchise that they are, saying, "Oh, we consider picking up Colin Kaepernick, but we think Mark Sanchez would be a better fit." Mark Sanchez, who has not thrown a touchdown pass since 2015. What year are we? 2018.
About to be 19 soon.
Almost 2019. Mark Sanchez has not thrown a touchdown pass in almost 4 years. And he would have been a better fit than Colin Kaepernick. Alex Smith, who was the quarterback who got hurt, was on the same roster as on the 49ers with Colin Kaepernick.
Right. He actually took his spot, right?
Took his spot.
And then that's where he ended up with the Chiefs.
Because they pretty much have the same kind of play style in certain aspects. So how are you going to take someone like Mark Sanchez, who has not done butt kiss all his whole career, to someone like Colin Kaepernick, who's worked with Alex Smith, who knows how Alex Smith's work, can fit into the system that's catered for him? I'm like,
hey, I'm happy that he didn't go with the Redskins.
The NFL, oh my goodness, they need to get sued.
I mean, I think it's about time, Kaepernick come to the big city. Play for them Giants. We'll take him over Eli any day, baby.
What's wrong with Eli?
Eli's old.
I thought that was your boy. You said Eli could do anything like 2 podcasts ago.
He did. He won 2 rings already.
You said no. I didn't say what he could done or what he did. You said Eli could do.
Well, you mean he's getting up there in age, and I think Kaepernick would be a good fit.
Eli's washed.
I mean, it is what it is.
And the thing is, I'm not a Giants fan, but I do like the talent. Saquon is sick. Can't hate on Saquon. Saquon is sick.
You still have, Eli Apple.
No, Apple's gone.
Apple's gone?
Eli Apple's with the Saints now.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
He got traded to the Saints.
Not Eli Apple, Shepard, sorry.
Sterling Shepard.
And obviously OBJ.
Yeah. But yeah, you need a quarterback. They're trying to see
So, this should be in talks with Kaepernick for next season.
I doubt it though.
No, I know.
That owner's a stubborn asshole.
But I mean, personally, when it comes to these type of situations, I mean, it's expected.
Dude, I think you're better off beating.
I think the NFL, what they're trying to do, and I was talking to Tyler about this earlier. I think they're trying to force Kaepernick to be on a team so that this whole lawsuit that they're obviously going to lose somehow gets washed away quietly. I know it wouldn't, but I think that's what they're hoping. That the excitement of him being back in the league, that when it comes out that they lose the lawsuit against him and he wins, that it would sort of like, it wouldn't be as heavy on the league as it would be. I think that's why they're pushing for some team to pick him up, regardless of who.
Well, for next season, like whatever, but it's too late now because whatever, it's done.
Well, for sure.
But yeah, it's like the NFL is giving you the impression right now. You're better off beating your wife and killing someone than actually kneeling for an actual good cause. That's the impression they're giving off right now.
I mean, it's always been the case.
It's like Ray Lewis allegedly killed someone. Allegedly, him and his preaching coon self. But
please don't use that word.
Hey,
that is no law. That and the N word should not be used. Like coon has no sense of endearment.
I'm just calling him what he is. He's a preacher for profit. That's all it is. Preacher for profit. I'm sorry. You can't tell people in Baltimore's kids and parents. You can't question people's parenting skills and tell their kids to go home when your son was almost convicted for double rape. I'm sorry. You can't do that stuff. You just can't do it. I don't know what to say with this dude, but it is what it is. So Kaepernick, I hope you win that lawsuit. I don't know when it's gonna start, but
I'm sure.
Get that money. Get that money.
I'm sure. Yeah, he's gonna win. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I just think teams are stupid. I mean, like I'm saying, my Giants definitely could use him right now. I think him on that. Woof.
Aaron Donald was the person you should have got. Who the Jets got, the quarterback the Jets got in the draft.
But nah, we needed Saquon badly.
Yeah, it's hard to pick. Oh, and let me talk about this real quick. The everyone thought I was wrong, and for you and Matt thought I was wrong for the whole Baker Mayfield thing. I said, "Oh, you guys, he won 2 games in a row. Okay, cool, well, that's fine." Okay. And he turned out straight garbage last week. That was terrible.
The Houston Texans.
Tyrod Taylor never made those mistakes that Baker Mayfield was making.
Baker Mayfield is young. He's gonna learn, and just give him his time to do so. And it has nothing about his play skill. What we spoke about last week was him defending himself, which he should do. I don't care if you're you're on a practice.
Can't say a coach is fake when you turn out a performance like that.
What does that? There's no correlation between those two things.
You're playing for
his play style has nothing to do with what's his name?
Hugh Jackson?
Hugh Jackson's behavior. It has nothing to do with it. Hugh Jackson called him out and he said he was fake. It has nothing to do with his performance the week after.
All I'm saying is if you're gonna talk smack on the week before, you better be ready to put up.
No, it's not like he came out and he'd pull an Iverson. You like you talk about practice, and then he performed like that. He defended because he was attacked personally, which he's entitled to, and he should have done it, and he did it well.
Then ball out.
Balling out has nothing to do with
ball out.
It's not the same.
Ball out. You know how many people talk trash about Tom Brady, and dude, all he does is ball out. As much as I fucking hate Tom Brady, that's all he does is ball out.
But you're comparing apples and oranges. Tom Brady's first of all, he's been in the league for how long?
Tom Brady's been in the league a good number of years, well over a decade. Well over 15 years.
Yeah, he's more closer to 20.
Yes.
He's well experienced. He knows how to deal with this. Baker Mayfield is a child in comparison to him.
All right, then let me bring on another example. What about, like, say, for example, other quarterbacks who are having better success than them? Not because of the system, because I think the system is not really the problem. What's wrong with the Cleveland. I don't think the system. Nothing's wrong with the system. It's the talent. I've always said this with Cleveland. It's always
but
been.
What does
talent.
that have to do with? Like, okay, fine. Does
He's
Eli
not that
perform?
good.
But Eli performance doesn't take away from Saquon. It doesn't take away from Odell Beckham.
But these individual players are doing. Odell Beckham is looking like he's not looking good because Eli has to throw him the ball. Saquon doesn't need Eli. Eli just has to pass the ball to Saquon, and Saquon is off and hurdling.
But I'm just
people.
saying, you're saying that it's talent, and then like you're putting like Baker Mayfield doesn't need to carry the weight of the team performance on his shoulder.
I'm not saying that, but the whole team is talentless. The whole team,
Baker Mayfield is not talentless.
No one on that team is good.
Baker Mayfield on any team right now that is properly coached would do extremely well. Baker Mayfield would probably do well on your Chargers.
No, he wouldn't.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, he wouldn't.
You think Phillip Rivers is an average fucking QB, bro?
He's playing MVP level. He's
an average QB.
He's MVP level
He's
right
an
now.
average QB.
He has better than Dan Marino number. What are you talking about? Average QB.
He's an average QB, bro.
Explain the Dan Marino numbers.
He hasn't won nothing. Like you said last
so
week.
you're saying okay? So then you're saying Dan Marino's average.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's what you said.
That's not what I'm saying.
You said Phillip Rivers hasn't won anything.
He hasn't won anything.
He has the same numbers as Dan Marino. You're saying Dan Marino's average.
Hey.
You don't know football. You just stop right there.
Football.
Just stop right there.
Okay, Jason.
Just stop right there. You don't know football.
Right.
You don't know football. You call Dan Marino average. That's all I want to hear.
I said Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers has the same numbers as Dan Marino.
Dan Marino played in a different era.
Dan Marino doesn't have any Super Bowl rings.
Different era.
What's your point?
Different era.
That has nothing to do with it.
Course it
football
does.
is not basketball. Don't bring that different era stuff to me.
Of course it is different era.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Of course it is.
No, it's not.
You're
Don't
crazy
bring
to
that.
think that sports team or
There's not.
there's not
it's
eras
not basketball.
in the
you can't
sports
use
league.
different era. Football is always going to be football. There's nothing that really changes in football except minor rules. And if anything, Dan Marino should not have the numbers close to Phillip Rivers or close to Peyton Manning, close to Tom Brady. So what you're saying, you're completely false.
No, I'm not. But anyways, if that makes you sleep better at night,
that's what you said. On. You said Dan Marino's average.
I didn't. I never said Dan Marino was average. I said Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers,
is an average quarterback.
Who has the same numbers as Dan Marino.
Fuck that. You're making that comparison. I'm not.
I'm telling you by facts. If you want to go look it up, you can go look it up. They have the same numbers. Go look it up.
All I said is that Mayfield would be as effective.
He's not that talented. Don't get it twisted. He's not that talented.
Oh my God.
He's not. As much as you want to think that, he's not.
Baker Mayfield is and has potential to be very good with years. If he had years behind him, of course he's going to be good. And good coaching, he's going to be good.
And then explain to me why Patrick Mahomes, who was essentially not teammates, but they were going to compete for the job. They were going to compete for the job before he transferred.
Right.
Why is Patrick Mahomes head and heels? Patrick Mahomes is going to be probably the Rookie of the Year and the MVP.
Okay.
How is that possible? How is that possible? This dude has 40-something touchdowns and 10 interceptions.
Right.
Compared to Baker Mayfield. And I'm not saying because Baker Mayfield didn't start whatever games he started or whatever, anything like that. But why isn't their talent correlated with each other?
Because people progress at different rate. You can't say, oh, well, these two people started out here and they should be going at the same rate.
Cummings not as good as Deshaun Watson.
Who?
Deshaun Watson, the Texans QB. Texans QB is pretty good.
Okay, well, what? I don't get what you're trying to correlate.
My thing is, it's like he's a first round pick.
And
you're expected to put up first round numbers, and he's not doing that. He's not doing it. Unfortunately, and it's not the team doesn't have talent. The GM is bad. The owner is, oh my God, he makes Jerry Jones look like the owner for the Patriots. That's how bad the Cleveland Browns owners is. It's like he walks around like as if he won Super Bowls before and they haven't won shit.
At the end of the day, what you're doing, I understand what you're saying. Everything you're saying is all true. However, it doesn't make Baker Mayfield a worse QB.
I'm not saying he's worse. I'm saying he's not that good.
Bad QB, rather.
I'm not saying he's not that good as people think he is. He's not. He really isn't. Unfortunately, he's not.
Bro,
You know what? You know who he reminds me of? You know who he reminds me of? Who we just spoke about? Mark Sanchez. He reminds me exactly of Mark Sanchez. They have the potential to do it there, but when the game is on the line and when you actually need them, they're not going to be there. He reminds me exactly of Mark Sanchez.
Hey, this is behavioral issue that could, and you can't say that he played a total of 6 games.
He hasn't played a lot of games. You're right. He hasn't played a lot of games, but from the sample size that I've seen him play,
you can't do that.
I'm like, this is not looking good.
If we were to take, that's like me saying, if you want to use sample size, Kobe's first year versus, I don't know, like a Chris Bosh, a Dwayne Wade, a Carmelo Anthony, an Allen Iverson, that Kobe was trash. You can't say that.
I'm not saying that,
but you are saying that because you're saying for the sample of games that he's playing.
No, I'm saying
that he's played. He's a Mark Sanchez.
No,
Mark Sanchez came in the league being the number 1 guy for the Jets. Right, the Jets drafted him. Right, he came in and he underperformed. And that's not the same thing with Baker Mayfield.
But Baker Mayfield is part of the problem. The main problem is the team.
And how is he part of the problem?
He's not that talented. So are all the rest of the players on the team.
Bro,
they're not that talented.
First of all, if Hugh Jackson or Jackman, whatever his name, Jackson,
yeah,
right? He wasn't in favor of Baker Mayfield to be there to begin with, and I could only imagine.
Was probably right.
No, he wasn't probably right.
He probably wanted someone better.
When you have someone who has personal bias against someone or something, they behave accordingly. He probably never even took the time to really see what his skill set is, what he needs to work on, how he can improve. He probably ignored the shit out of the kid. And now that he has to play and he's no longer there, now it's all Baker Mayfield's fault. You can't can't do that.
But again, Baker Mayfield hasn't proved anything that, okay, you deserve that position where you're at right now. No, he hasn't deserved that. Patrick Mahomes is different. You deserve to be exactly where you be because you're balling out by playing like he's playing lights out.
Because he started in a system that trusted him.
No, he started in a system that has better talent.
That trusted him as well. Trusted him as well.
Talent.
How is what number Baker Mayfield got drafted?
Baker Mayfield, wasn't he like first?
Yes, right.
Okay.
Number 1. How the fuck is he coming to be your second string QB? They never trusted him. So he has to overcome you have to understand, football is a psychological sport. I think people think you just you have talent, you just go on the field, you throw the ball, or you catch the ball, or you run with the ball. It's also about the people around you. He's not ready,
dog. He's not ready. He's not ready. Baker Mayfield not ready. He's not.
Hey, you put somebody in a system that trusts you, you would watch and see how their performance excel. If you're in a system that people believe in you and they put that good energy behind you, you will play accordingly. But when you're playing for a team that you're going to get scrutinized, or every little mistake you make is going to be, or anything good you do is going to be overlooked.
Right, I'm not going to spend too much time on this.
We're not going to spend time on it, but point in case is, you can't just say, oh, he's trash or he's not ready when he wasn't given a fair shot.
His play so far, as I'm seeing,
give him a fair shot.
Is not good, and the team itself, defensively and offensively, they're not that good.
And that's not his fault.
That's what I'm saying. Him being bad as he is not his fault. I'm not saying
he's not bad.
Okay, not good, not as good as what he should be. Is that fair? But it's a team thing. It's a team thing. It's a team thing, though. It's a team. And if the culture of the team is terrible, and if you're not changing things within the team, head coach, whatever, all that stuff, GM, president, whatever, if you're not changing all that stuff, you have problems. And you brought up the Laker thing with Kobe. Kobe, those first 2 years, you know why he didn't? Because he had Dale Harris as his coach. They brought in Phil Jackson, and Jerry West was like, okay, tired of this shit with Dale Harris, bringing in Phil Jackson. And you saw what happened. A culture change. It was a culture change. That's what the Cleveland Browns need. I swear to God, if they could get rid of their coach, the owner, the team would be
clearly they can't get rid of the owner.
Get rid of the owner. Lakers did that, and look at the culture change.
Yeah, but if you're dealing with you're dealing completely different. What I'm saying to you, and I don't just, like I said, everything you said is true. But what I would not accept or agree with you on is that Baker Mayfield is trash as a result of all these other external issues. And when you're in a system,
I'm not talking about that. I didn't say that though. I said he's not as good as people think he is. But he is, because he's not.
But he's not. He was never given opportunities to prove himself. If you're like you said last week, if you're in a bad system, if the system's bad, the management's bad, you expect the players to be uber what?
It's very rare where everything is bad around you, and that one person is good. Only
Thank you very much.
Only Aaron Rodgers could do that.
I mean,
Aaron Rodgers having a down year, and it's still better than half the quarterbacks out there. And they just fired their coach.
Right. But you're dealing with Aaron Rodgers' experience compared to Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's a young guy, new in the league, put on a team with a coach that never wanted him there and never really took the time to even probably examine his abilities, like I said, and was never given a fair shot, period.
You got to go with what the coach... It's not what the GM or the president wants. It's what the coach needs. If the coach asks you, says, we need to have this, but you're giving him something else, and the coach is the best person to evaluate talent on your team...
So you're saying the Browns never needed a QB?
Huh?
They never needed a QB.
They needed something better than the QB. The QB was the least of their problems. Least of their problems. The least of their problems.
Give Baker Mayfield his fair shot.
All right. Well, so let's move on to the next thing. The last thing we'll talk about here. Adonis Stevenson. This dude got... That's what his face did, or what's ringing in his head right now. Got rocked. I'm sorry. I don't have very... When it comes to fighting sports, I don't have too much sympathy for people. I wish... Because right now, he lost his boxing match right now, and he's actually in critical condition because he got knocked out really bad. But I don't really have too much sympathy when it comes to, like, especially combat sports and stuff like that, because you know what, you kind of know what you sign up for, and you're going into that expecting that you can potentially get your shit knocked out of you and all that stuff.
Right.
This is why I always make fun of Evander Holyfield. As great as he is, I always make fun of Evander Holyfield. He can't talk for shit. Don't understand a word he's saying, but it's just what it is. It's what comes with the sport. And Adonis Stevenson, now he's in critical condition because he got knocked out.
He was ICU.
He's in ICU. He's stable, but still critical condition. I'm like, dude, man, it's like, did you really need to put your life on the line just for a couple more dollars? Like, I understand people, it's their livelihood and everything like that, but... And this is why people need to understand how people say, oh, Mayweather likes to run from fights, like to choose his fight. Mayweather is probably the smartest boxer in terms of taking care of himself of all time.
Well, I would say this. Like, I didn't watch the whole fight.
I saw when he got knocked out.
I watched a couple highlights. What I would say, and I would agree with you up until when you said, you know what you signed up for. But these sports have what we call a referee. The referee in that fight should have stopped the fucking fight way earlier. He should have that fight should have not gone on as long as it did. It should have been stopped. Because like this guy literally was like a little a string away from dying, literally. That fight should have been stopped. And yes, these guys put their body on the line for the sports, for entertainment, for money, whatever the case is. But the ref has one job. Is to make sure that the fight is done properly. Mm-hmm. And has a responsibility to keep both participant, hold on, let me finish my point, in a way where they could compete fairly. It was clear from the first few hits in his face that he was lights out.
That's not the ref's issue, though.
Of course it's the ref. It's he's supposed to wait till he gets...
If anyone knows the fighter the best, it's your corner, your manager. They're the ones who should have stopped the fight. They didn't throw in the towel. They let it continue. So that's not on the ref. That's not on the ref. If the ref should have called,
I've watched boxing matches, Jason, where refs made that decision and say no, it's done, call it off. The ref should have called it off.
The corner should have called it off.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you.
The corner knows him better than the ref.
I agree with you. The
corner should have called it off.
I agree with you. But at the end of the day, that's one of the roles of a referee. Is to make sure that the fighter could defend himself properly.
Referees for the most part do their jobs, but a referee
that ref didn't.
But it's too variable because you don't know. The referee doesn't know that fighter personally to say like, oh, I know he can get up again. I know he can box, but I don't know he can get up again. I don't know. He doesn't know that. He could evaluate if Stevenson's getting up and saying, "I'm cool." He looks at him. Everything looks straight.
Why did did anybody throw in the towel versus McGregor and Mayweather?
No one threw.
No, the ref stopped it, right?
Huh?
The ref stopped it, right?
Because he wasn't boxing for like a good minute and something.
Right.
That's
because he wasn't defending himself, right?
Huh?
He wasn't. His hands wasn't up.
He wasn't moving and he was taking hits.
Exactly. That's why.
But you know what?
The ref should have stopped that fucking
fight.
But
You're comparing two different things.
No, you're not at all.
You're comparing two professional boxers with someone who never boxed, who never got into a professional ring against a professional boxer.
Regardless of the fact, the role of the ref is to make sure that the fight is done in a very not pure or clean, but in an orderly way. It was clear that after he took the first 2 hits, he was done.
Dude, Tyson Fury got knocked out how many times against Deontay Wilder, and the draw. Everyone thought Tyson Fury won that match. You can't say that. The referee.
Bro, that's judging. That's not had nothing to do with the ref.
The ref has
a role to play.
He got knocked out. He got knocked out twice. The second time, he was on the ground for like 5 seconds. The referee didn't call anything. He was counting him out, and Tyson Fury got up. So exactly.
And then what did the ref did?
Huh?
He didn't check him out to make sure that he was okay. His vitals
His
were there.
eyes were glazed over for 5 seconds on the ground, and he got back up. You should, at the 3 count, you should have stopped it. But like I said, you don't know with different fighters. It's too variable for referees. For your corner, that is, they know who you are. They know how much you can take. They know how much you can dole out.
And the corner also have angles where they're blocked out. The ref is right there. I personally...
There's no angles where they're blocked out. They can see everything on the ground to the ring. It's like this. You're looking up like that. You can see everything.
I personally believe the ref should have called that fight earlier than he did.
Hey, I feel sorry for him.
And that's my point on it.
I really do feel sorry for him. But the thing with boxers, it sucks. It really does suck. But that's one of the lessons and one of the things you have to worry with combat sports. And hey, I hope he pulls through. I hope he gets better.
Yeah, I mean, he just had a young baby,
and it's shocking to hear. I didn't hear too much of that on First Take though.
My stepdad was telling me that they want to ban the sport, and he was telling about some guy back in the
sport.
Yeah,
where
in Canada, I guess.
Nah, it's not gonna happen.
And he was telling me about some guy back in like 81 or some shit before I was born,
who died in the ring there.
Right, yeah. He got knocked, and then
what's his name?
I forgot his name, but he was telling me, he was schooling me on some, because he's a boxing connoisseur.
Okay.
Like he loves boxing. Ever since I was a kid, I remember him just watching like pay-per-views. He loves that.
I love boxing too, and I prefer boxing than MMA.
But even him, when I spoke to him about it, he agreed with me. He's like, "Yo, the ref should have called that fight earlier. That fight was over.
I'm always saying
way before."
That your corner knows you best, so they're the ones.
I don't disagree with that statement, but I think the ref has a responsibility
because
it's like saying, for example, right, a football player gets hit head-to-head collision. He gets up, and yes, you say the coaching staff knows him better. They left him off on the field. They let him play. But if the ref see like, yo, this guy,
the referees don't do that. Not in the NFL.
Right, but I'm just saying. If the ref sees that this person really can't be on the field, they'll just still leave him there.
Yeah, because every team has a doctor on their team. So,
what I'm saying is, Jason,
it works different. You can't use that comparison. It doesn't work the same way in the NFL as in boxing. If the referee, if he sees you get knocked down, they'll tell you to come off the field and go get checked. If you come back out and you're like wobbling and stuff like that, then that's 100% on. And you play again for another down, that's 100% on your staff, on your doctor, and everything like that. That has nothing to do with the referee at that point. Because the doctor is NFL sanctioned. That's overriding anything of their rules that they have there. So it
what
doesn't
I'm saying
matter.
To you is the ref in any sport has a responsibility to make sure that the game is played at the level it should be played.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank. And each performance, whether it's a team, individual sport, each active participant is actively playing. Mm-hmm. Right? Point blank, period. That's a responsibility to some degree. Obviously, in each sport, it varies to the degree or how much involvement they have. But the point in case is, yes, his corner knows him best, but the boxer is in front of the referee right there. He could look directly in his eyes. He should have called that fight. That's just my honest opinion. Right. And I feel like it went on longer than it needed to.
Agree to disagree, but I'm not don't ban the sport. I love it.
Hey, that's whichever Canadian entity governs that. It's up to them to decide.
All right, so we are essentially. Oh, how much time do we have left, Tyler? All right, that's good enough. Yeah. Anything you want to add? Final thoughts, my friend?
Nope.
For the Fast and Loose episode?
Nah, man.
See, I wasn't so controversial. I didn't say
You're
anything.
always controversial.
I didn't think anything controversial.
Sideways and radical and all that extra shit. But, that's you.
Hey.
Love is love. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please don't judge us based on this episode. It's Jason. Forgive him for not what he's done or he's doing.
Be like hype with this episode. Be like, they've witnessed the full power of what I can do.
Right. Anyways, tune in next week for a new episode.
Yeah, next week, a little preview. Akeem will be on next week.
Yep.
He is going to come in with some jokes, hopefully.
Never, but okay. He never have jokes.
Hey, I didn't say that.
He never have jokes.
He listened to the last one, huh? Where you're disrespecting him.
I don't care. I know. That's what I'm saying.
He talked to me before this. He heard it.
I know. He inboxed me. That's what I'm saying. He's funny on stage. I've never seen him live yet.
Wow.
And I'm gonna openly say that. But I've seen a couple snaps. You know what I mean? He's funny. I give him that. But when he's on the podcast, he's not funny. Wow. So once he listens to this, hopefully he gets hyped up. And I don't mind. He could use me to throw jabs at. I don't mind. I just want him to show his skill set.
The level of disrespect, man.
How is that disrespectful?
Hey, dude is funny.
I said he's funny on stage.
But you say you never seen him. Except for
I said you have selective listening.
Isn't that what you just said?
I said I've never seen him live, but I've seen his whatever he posts online, like his snaps on Instagram. His bits are funny.
All you're saying he has no jokes when he's here. That's all he said.
Yeah, that's all I said. Okay. I'm entitled to that.
Okay.
I'm not dissing his ability. He's obviously a funny guy.
Hey, Akeem, I'm sticking up for you.
He's my guy. But I'm just saying, come on the podcast and be funny.
Hey, whoa, listen to disrespect. He's going to be watching. He's going to be watching and listening.
I want everyone
to know. Go on YouTube now. We're on YouTube. So it's YouTube Don't Be Mad Pod or Don't Be Mad Podcast. You'll find us the whole video version. So if you're listening to this, there is the video version to this. It's nice. It's some quality shit. Some quality shit that we're doing. And you can always subscribe to the podcast on anything that you listen to: Spotify, Google Music, Google Play, iTunes, whatever you want to listen to podcasts. You'll find us. Just look for Don't Be Mad. And that's it. I don't think I have anything else to add.
Nope.
I am just going to go and get a drink now because I need it. It's been a long week.
All right, yo.
All right, everyone. Take care, and we will see you all next week. Peace.